Welcome to the Current Report podcast. I'm Cece Woods, investigative reporter at thecurrentreport.com. And I am here today with Sergeant Tony Romo of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, Cece. I'm glad to be here with you today to talk about some of these important issues that the department is facing.
Oh, yeah. So why don't you give us a little bit about your background? You've been on here before, but I'd love for you to give the viewers an update about your very, very long history with the Sheriff's Department.
Well, Cece, I like to say I have a few years on the department, but I have 37 years on the department.
Wow.
Over 20 of them being a sergeant, and currently I am one of two longest serving sergeants on the department.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
One of two of the longest serving sergeants on the department. That's some pretty impressive shit right there.
Yeah, and I worked almost out of my entire 37-year career. I worked over 20 years in patrol on the line, servicing the citizens of LA County and supporting the deputies in the field. And I think the deputies that know me would say that that's one of the important aspects of being a sergeant. I have experience in investigations. I ran a special team, administrative jobs, a few operation sergeant jobs in custody and court services. I've done community relations. The last 5-6 years, I've been the part of the Community Partnership Bureau. We're a response team to emergency situations, fires, floods, riots. So I have a lot of experience on the department. So when I talk about the things that I talk about, I truly believe that my experience with the department on the line for all these years, I was one of the people in the very beginning, about 4 years ago, really 5 years ago, I started ringing the bell about the crisis that we're going to have with recruitment and retention.
That you have now. That you have right now.
that is totally blown up. It is unbearable. It's a disgrace. I have never seen this in my entire career on the Sheriff's Department. We're so shorthanded, and people are just the other day, the undersheriff authorized back-to-back doubles. That means you work 16 hours one day, and then you have an 8-hour rest, and you work another 16 hours. Well, that was something that has been, if you did that, you were in violation of working too many hours for obvious reasons. But they've since lifted that restriction,
normalized it,
and made it normal. The only times that used to happen was during the riots,
of course,
during the floods, where
during the fires.
It was an emergency, right?
Yeah.
It was a disaster, whether it was man-made or a natural disaster.
Yeah.
And now it's it's regular operation. It's a daily thing for a lot of these deputies.
It's not sustainable. It is not sustainable. And I've argued with some of the people on the thread because, some of these guys they're just overtime whores, as you guys call it. And, it's not normal.
Overtime. I've worked my share of overtime in the years that I've been on the department. But you're right. You're exactly right. You don't do 16 hours day in, day out, weeks at a time, months at a time. And now we're going on, I would say, a couple of years where this has been allowed. And that's when mistakes get made, and not through the fault of the deputy, but they're exhausted, and mistakes get made and things happen. And, we're not servicing the public the way that we should be when we're so shorthanded like that, whether it's in the field or in custody or at the courts.
So
You couldn't exhaust your deputies like that.
So, prime example, uh, in 2023, I believe it was September 17th, 2023, when Ryan Klinkenbrummer was murdered right outside the station. Okay.
Exactly.
Palmdale. According to the family's lawsuit against the county and the department, Ryan was working well over 100 hours per week, from what I understood. I think I wrote 120 just because that's what I wrote, even though I
Well,
think that's physically
I mean,
impossible to do. But
the limit used to be 96, and they lifted that. And that's still lifted, as far as I know, that's still lifted. Yeah, and you're right. And back then, they were working way over 96 hours, 120, 130.
part of the lawsuit is he was working just ridiculous amount of overtime. That was in 2023. Okay. We are 2026. And the personnel pool has significantly diminished as a result of the way the department has been run into the ground. Nobody wants to stick around. People are lateraling out. People are retiring
Taking
early.
early. Yep.
Never mind the fact that Sheriff Robert Luna feels the need to relieve people for the most insignificant fucking things on the planet. We will eventually get to that. I do need to go over it with Tom Yu. But relieving 8 bodies from East LA Station, from what I hear, was like a 1 day event of overtime. Did you hear any
And
more about that yet?
yeah, that's similar to what I heard, and it's
Yeah.
several years ago. It wasn't
Yeah, it was
even
at 4 years
recent.
ago.
Yes.
Like, if it's an ongoing thing, I totally get it. Get rid of them. But if it's like a one-time event situation and you are this low with personnel, like, how do you get rid of, how do you justify 8 bodies 4 years later? And if it was so bad, they would have gotten rid of them much sooner, I would think.
Well, and somebody should have saw that much sooner. There should
It's
have
so
been
stupid.
some oversight that should have pointed that out a lot sooner. I don't know. I don't know all the details of that. I haven't spoken to any the sergeant or any of the deputies. I'd like to, but I haven't spoken to them. And we have a strong information gathering. What do you
Yes, of course.
grapevine on the department? And that's you're hearing the same things I'm hearing, but you're exactly right. If it was several years ago and it was a one-time event, they should look into it a little bit more. But this is Luna.
Yeah.
Look, I know, I know of several instances in South LA Station, in Norwalk Station, uh, in Palmdale Station, that the people have been relieved of duty, and the circumstances surrounding it. Just recently, we had some deputies that were relieved of duty, and there was a criminal investigation that Luna insisted on making it a criminal investigation when he was told by multiple people, do not, this is not criminal. This is not criminal. When Luna first came into office, this incident occurred, and he relieved a deputy and had him benched. First, he was off work. After a short time, they let him come back to work, but Luna was insistent. Well, that deputy recently, when I say recently, within the last year. So it took almost 3 years to clear that criminal investigation that Luna had already been told by several members of his command staff. And he eventually, our chief at Internal Criminal Investigation Bureau and
ICIB, yeah.
at IA, Internal Affairs Bureau, the
Right.
chief that oversaw that, he left his position because he disagreed with Luna, and he retired. He left the department because Luna gave him a choice. either prosecute him or I'll find somebody that will. Well, here we are 3 years later, and that deputy isn't getting prosecuted. And ultimately, I don't even think he's going to receive any discipline. I don't want to speak too much about that because now they're going to probably try to hammer him for the discipline. But with these situations, it's because of Luna, and it's not unique. Like I said, there's several people at another station where they've been relieved for, I would say, about 2.5 years under Luna. And there may be one person out of 8 that's involved in that situation. And they made a mistake, and they're trying to bring and incorporate all the other people that were there that day and hammer them.
Well,
they did their jobs, and somebody else might have made a mistake, but you're going to blame the other deputies and the other supervisors for this. This is not right.
Obviously, Luna's primary goal since day one was to come in and clean house, not of executives, of the rank and file. Okay. At first it was, deputy gangs. Not a fucking thing has been done because it was an imaginary campaign that was put together. There was never anything behind it.
Right.
And the proof is 4 years later, the narrative is gone. This is not a part of his campaign strategy because, God forbid, somebody actually questions this man and says, how many people have you relieved of duty because they were gang members, right. Or whatever.
How many people have you fired or investigated
exactly
for police gang activity?
And I'll give you a perfect example. So I put an article out this past March, and this was following the Ben Torres trial, and I included court testimony by Laura Lackervane, Chief Laura Lackervane of Professional Standards, right? And Assistant Sheriff Myron Johnson. Okay. Right. So I included both testimony. Laura Lackervane's testimony was, in her 30 years, there have been no deputy gangs. My publishing the court testimony from Laura Lackervane basically stating there have been no deputy gangs in her 30 years on the department sent shockwaves through LA County politics to where the COC, the Civilian Oversight Commission, spent an hour and a half on me and my article only. Okay.
Right.
So I was called a blogger and a gossip columnist.
The item placed on the agenda about court testimony is appropriate for an opportunity to clarify the sheriff's position, not a statement of fact, not bolstering what I think you maybe accurately characterized as a partisan gossip columnist whose blog did create some ruffles throughout LA County.
But even they agreed you can't refute a testimony. So what I was told is that
how about the OIG?
No, OIG was there, her too. She's like, well, the current report is not always credible, but this is very alarming. This is very alarming.
And we do see evidence in the command staff that there seems to be some lack of acknowledgement that these gangs do exist within the department, and that's concerning to us. And I certainly understand that the current report is not always a reputable source of information, but that doesn't mean that their information is always incorrect. And so I think that it's important to note that accurate information is accurate information, and that if the department fails to acknowledge that certain information is accurate, that's a concern as well.
First of all, I'm always credible. I have a 15-year blemish-free career. No retractions, no takedowns, no lawsuits. Knock on wood. 0, 15 years. 0. Okay. So to call me not credible is comical. Okay. Comical. And It doesn't matter who supports me, whether it is financially or just, as a supporter. The one thing that gets published on my platform is the truth and only the truth. So help me God. Okay.
And the truth hurts.
Yeah. The truth really hurt them because you know what?
They don't want to hear it.
No, me publishing those court documents under this is sworn testimony, fuck their shit up. It fucked their narrative up. And they're like, what the fuck just happened? Like now, and phone calls were being made. And then the following week at the Board of Supervisors meeting, it was brought up yet again. And Luna was getting grilled.
And you did say it. I just read you 3 pages of things that we're doing. So to sit here and listen that we're not doing anything or that I'm not doing anything so my department doesn't take it serious is absurd. I just want to start off by saying that.
I just want to make something very clear to the people who are watching this video, specifically to the people who are not on the department and not in law enforcement. I want you guys to understand. Please don't make comments like, oh, you get what you voted for. That is absolutely not fucking true. Because many times over, and now there is undeniable fact-driven proof that these elections have been stolen. And that's going to take us into our next subject matter. Our elections have been stolen by the mail-in ballots, specifically that they keep stuffing until they get the desired outcome, which is their desired candidate. In 2022, there is somebody who is right now in hiding because this person was a witness to this ballot stuffing. And in this case, Alex Villanueva, they were throwing his votes out, putting Luna's votes in. Eyewitness to this. This person is in hiding right now, okay? Waiting to talk to the feds, I'm sure, if they haven't already. So now, ALADS, when they endorsed Sheriff Robert Luna a couple of months ago, all hell broke loose because everybody was absolutely horrified by this. Their answer, well, we have to get behind the candidate we know is going to win. How do you fucking know that? Because elections are stolen. It's up to you now.
Yeah. So, I get what you're saying, and specifically for ALADS,
yeah,
it's really funny because they came out, they did their political action committee, and from my understanding, the political action committee recommended a no endorsement.
Oh, interesting.
But that was told to me. Now, whether or not that's true or not, only ALADS and the political action committee know, right? Mm-hmm. And then, but that's what I was told. And then the board said, no, we got to endorse Luna because he's helping us with our contract for the deputies to help with the recruitment and retention. And he's going to win anyways. So let's get behind him because he's done so much for the department. Just within the last month, they put out another letter saying that they're working really hard on the contract and they're very close. And the department, the county has come way closer to the monetary incentive and the salary for the deputies. They're getting closer. They're getting ready to close the deal, basically, right? And they had 3 meetings scheduled in July to do it. And they put this out to the members. And there was a written notice, unless somebody made this written notice up, but I would challenge ALADS to address it because the last meeting was on July 22nd, July 21st, whichever was a Wednesday. They had that meeting. Here we are, August 1st, right? Or July 31st. And that meeting was a week ago. Crickets. All month long, crickets.
Well, I'm hearing this contract deal is imminent. That's what I was told. Well, why is it so hard to get this done?
Well, exactly. And they were so close. They had in 3 weeks, they couldn't finish it. They meet once a week for as many hours as it takes. But what's the status of the contract now? Because Luna helped them to get to that point. and the
Luna
board of
didn't help shit. What are you talking about?
Well,
ALADS put a bunch of money behind Lindsay. That's what did it.
I'm talking about what the ALADS is putting out there, right? Well, where is the contract? If you were so close, ALADS and POPA. POPA did the same thing. ALADS and POPA have said nothing all month long. I'll sit here with egg on my face and say, congratulations, you guys did it.
Right.
But where is it?
I'm not going to say congratulations. When did the contract expire?
It expired in January of 2025, a year and a half ago. Yes.
Wait, I thought you guys have been without a contract longer than that.
It's been a year and a half. But my point is this. ALADS, get off your hands, finish the contract. POPA, get off your hands, finish the contract. And now, then go ask your members who they want to endorse. Or we're 3 months away from the election, right? When the voting starts in October. The people can start early voting, right? Sending in their mail-in ballots in October.
We're fucked if we have mail-in ballots.
We're 3 months away from that. When is ALADS going to ask their members who they want to endorse?
September 30th.
You're probably right. You're probably right because ALADS and POPA has done nothing. The Sergeants and Lieutenants Union has done nothing that I'm aware of to say, oh yeah, we're endorsing Luna. We're endorsing Villanueva. Or we're going to survey our members.
Well, POPA didn't endorse anybody because they knew that was going to be a bomb that they did not want to have to deal with.
Right.
But ALADS had no problem and lost a lot of members because of it. And I know Ron Hernandez is he's going to come after me for this one, but I don't give a shit. Okay.
Well, you know what? I've sparred with Ron on some other social media stuff. And even Ron Hernandez, the former president of ALADS, does not agree that Luna has been doing a good job, did not agree.
I remember
that he should be endorsed. He didn't agree that ALADS should endorse Luna at the time. Now, if he's changed his mind, but when I point blank asked him, he said no. He did not agree for Luna to be endorsed. So why did Luna get endorsed? Because of the political machine that they're trying to shove Luna down the throat.
Last thing they want is an Alex Villanueva back. That is the last thing they want, and that is the one thing this department needs is Alex back. I don't care about any of you keyboard warriors out there that didn't like Alex or whatever the fuck your problem is, but if you're telling me you're going to choose Luna over Alex, oh my God, you need your head examined.
You know, when we talk about Alex made some mistakes in the beginning.
Yes, of course.
And everybody makes mistakes, right? But
especially when you're put in a position of power of that nature and you haven't been at that level.
So he
learning curve.
He wanted to see things done a certain way, and he did a lot of good things.
Yeah.
But he made some mistakes.
Yeah.
But he's learned from those mistakes.
Absolutely, he has.
And going forward, he's not looking to repeat those mistakes. And he knows that he's going to work with the board of supervisors, and it takes some talking and compromising sometimes, but he's willing to do it. He's willing to give it a try.
Yes, of course. Absolutely. Alex is willing to work to do whatever it takes to restore, rebuild the department. I get that.
And get the department back on its feet.
I get it. But the problem is we've got some dirty ass politicians that are in those seats on the board of supervisors. They're going to do everything they can. If Alex gets in there, pray to God Alex gets in there. They're going to do every single thing they can to make his life miserable and continue to destroy the department.
So under Alex, the board cut the budget, right?
Yeah.
And they took some items away from the department, right? Mm-hmm. And Alex did his best to manage, but you know what? even though we were, being squeezed by the board of the supervisors with a wallet, right? Alex did balance a budget. He came under budget.
And look at now.
And now we're over budget. Luna gets more money, the opportunity to hire more people.
$500 million more.
And we're shorter personnel.
30%.
Infrastructure with the MDC system still sucks. It's ready to crash all over again. We haven't replaced it. The buses for transportation for the inmates to go to court, to get their day in court, to follow the due process, we still don't have the buses. Luna comes out and he talks, oh, everything's fine. Well, and he's playing the violin. Well, the whole county sheriff's department is burning behind him.
Yep.
We're lack of personnel, lack of sufficient things. Inmate deaths are up. These are the things that people should be aware about. And if you elect Luna for another 4 years, somebody who really hasn't realized there's a lot of stuff going on and he thinks everything is fine. If you elect them for another 4 years, LA County at the prime of the Olympics is going to be in another disastrous situation.
We're already in Mad Max right now. We are in Mad Max. Alex actually predicted it. When he was in office, he predicted it. I haven't even looked up my ballot from the primary. I will guarantee you my ballot was kicked out, not counted, whatever. So the thing is we're not, again, we are not the ones dictating the candidates. We don't have fair elections. So unless the feds jump in and start doing something about mail-in ballots, start indicting people who are involved in this election fraud, we are fucked. We are fucked. We will get Luna back, and he will put the last nail in the coffin, and that's going to be it. Now, the fact that ALADS, the largest union that is supporting the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, is supporting somebody who is actively destroying the department, should say a lot to you guys. And if you continue to be with ALADS and you don't jump ship, do your research. You're not going to lose your health insurance. You can go to LASPA. You're going to be supported legally much better than ALADS, in my opinion. Look at Trevor Kirk, perfect example. Okay, so do your due diligence. Get the fuck out.
Well,
save yourselves.
They'll save some money on their dues.
Yeah, there you go.
Just right there. They'll give themselves a raise, and the same with the sergeants and lieutenants. If they switch over to LASPA. But something I want to talk about, Cece, real quick is the custody situation. The assaults on deputies up, right, under Luna, and it's not safe for the deputies in custody and the courts. It's not the same. We don't have the same issue. Well, we don't have the same security that we had before. The inmates are thinking that they can do whatever they want in the jails and in the courts, and the deputies who are in those positions are working a lot harder. They're getting hurt more often, and again, when they get hurt, they go off work and they're off for an extended leave, and now we have another position that we have to struggle to fill with overtime. These are things that Luna's done. He's not addressing. He's not realizing that his house is burning down, and he's the one who's supposed to lead.
He lit the match
to fix it.
He lit the match.
No, Cece, he didn't light the match. He's holding a lighter tube the house and letting it burn down. It's not just one match.
Let me just keep it there. Let me keep the fire under it so we make sure every shingle goes up in flames.
Yeah. I mean, response times, Cece. Yes. Response times. The department, we had a tracking system to measure our response times. Our response times are up. But Luna has trying to figure a way to put his thumb on it and change the way that we measure those response times or not release those response times. And, you know, the contract cities should be concerned about the number of personnel that are serving the community. When your response times take you longer to get there, then your help to the citizens and catching the criminal like we used to take pride in catching the criminal in the act or preventing him from committing a crime. We had proactive police work. When you went out on patrol and if you saw something that looked suspicious, you would stop the vehicle or stop that person and talk to them, find out what they're up to in a professional manner. They weren't doing anything. Say, okay, well, nice talking to you. See you later. If they were up to something, if they had guns in the car, if they had drugs in the car, if they had weapons in the car, they had stolen property in the car, then they went to jail. Well, deputies are becoming firemen. And what I mean by that is they only answer their calls. Proactive police work
it's gone.
Is nearly gone. There's still some deputies out there trying to work under the conditions that they are presently in, being overworked, and the detectives are still solving cases and they're doing the best that they can. But Luna's not making it easy. The sheriff's job is to lead the department and support everyone down below him and help everybody do the job. But Luna's not doing that.
Let me tell you, the only way I got my ex account back from a stalker was proactive policing.
Right. Good
law enforcement who contacted me when they saw that my account was taken away. They said, Cece, we want to help you because you always help us. And they got me my account back. Proactive policing. I love you guys.
Yeah, and they did a great job, Cece. I mean, we have so many people in the department that you talk to, right?
Yes.
I mean, I talk to you out like this, because I'm not afraid of what the department wants to do to me. Okay, I have enough years on the department that freedom of speech, I'm allowed to voice my opinion, and you know, when I go back to work, will there be some retribution if Luna's still in charge? Yep.
Well, maybe. Guess what?
Maybe.
Guess who will be coming after him?
Yeah.
Yours truly.
I mean, on a side note, longest serving sergeant on the department. I was passed over for promotion last year. With all my experience, the department passed me up. Will they answer for that? Well, we'll figure that out at some point, right? But real quick, Cece, I know we started with this, and I want to mention it. Recently, there were 2 Long Beach police officers that were reinstated after like a 4 and 5 year battle to get their jobs back.
I know. I know one of them personally.
Yeah. So Officer Reyes and Officer Salgado from Long Beach, right?
Yep.
That's what Luna does. You know, he relieves people of duty and makes them fight to get their job back. That's the wrong mentality. There's some leadership that think, well, when they come back, they'll be better employees. No, you don't put people through something that you know they're going to end up with their job back. If they made a mistake, then discipline them fairly. Make it a fair, just discipline so that it doesn't occur again. If they need training, send them to training. You know, help them to remember that they made a mistake and it won't happen again. And other people will know, hey, look, you do this, you're going to get in trouble. Don't do that. But don't unjustly fire somebody and put them through 3, 4, 5, 6 years of hell, where they lose their house, their car, their wife and their kids suffer, while they're trying to struggle to make ends meet.
How do they?
Yeah. How do they
sleep at night?
But they're those two Long Beach police officers, they got their jobs back. That was a recent article, and it bears mentioning, and congratulations to them for being in the long fight. And like, I was in a similar situation. I wasn't discharged, but I received some very heavy discipline that was unfair.
For what?
It was.
Can you reveal?
I could, but we would be here all day.
Okay.
It was over 8 years ago. It was under McDonald, and I got some discipline, and I had to go through this civil service process to basically clear my name. And I went through that whole process, and
Holy shit!
It took 4 years to clear my name. And
were you relieved?
No, okay. I was not relieved. Okay. And it was an interesting situation. We could spend some time talking about that one day, but it took me 4 years to go through the whole process. So I know what it's like to go through that process. And in the beginning, I was worried about being relieved and losing my job and having to fight like everybody else. But I guess I was lucky, or maybe somebody realized no, because he's going to get his job back. And just like I hope these Long Beach PD officers, they got their job back, they're going to get their back pay. But I also hope, if there's justification, that they sue and get additional money for the suffering that they and their families had to endure while they did that.
I'm going to have to check in with them.
Yeah. And that's the thing is, Luna's benching people. He's relieving them on duty. I don't know how many people he's actually fired, and that are eventually going to get their jobs back. But we won't see the end result of that until 3 or 4 years from the point of the firing. So, I know that he's relieved some people, and they're just now being allowed to transfer, being allowed to promote. He's got them under investigation. They're closing out the administrative investigations, but they were minimal to no infraction, really. But he insisted to criminally prosecute this deputy, and where are we now?
Are you talking about Trevor?
No, well,
another one.
And I know of, and like I said, I know of other deputies, and I don't want to share their names because it's not to put a spotlight on them. It's about the way Luna's doing things. And I would challenge anybody from the department to tell me that I'm wrong and that that's not true. It's not the right way for Sheriff Luna to be handling it. And that's why we really need to have Alex Villanueva back, because he would look at the whole totality of the case and know what the end result would most likely be. And then he would make a fair decision, and he would expect his command personnel to look at it from the whole case and do the same thing and make just decisions, not politically correct decisions, or what he thinks later on it's going to come in and bite him in the butt because he didn't fire somebody.
Well, I can tell you right now that with the grenade situation, yeah, exactly. the missing grenade situation on top of the explosion itself. So here is a perfect example of a captain being put in a position he should never have been put in to begin with. Has really no clue about the mechanics of running SEB, okay? And as a result, the night of the call that the two detectives went on for the two grenades that were found in the storage locker at an apartment complex, there was supposed to be a team sergeant that not only was on the call with them, but made sure everything that was done according to whatever their protocols are, blah, blah, blah. FBI Hazardous Devices School states if you come across military grade devices, you are to call the military immediately. They did not do that. The sergeant would have been able to oversee that. Okay. So as a result of this, we lost 3 detectives. One guy was just showing up for work that morning, trusted his colleagues, dead on the spot with the other 2. Okay. On top of, so they get rid of the lieutenant that is above the team sergeant that should have been there on the call. Why did they get rid of that lieutenant? Because the team sergeant had already retired. And at the time, he was close to retirement and he had some family medical issues going on, so he was not present. That lieutenant notified the captain and said, you know what? This guy needs to be moved to an admin position. Let's get somebody who's going to be present. Captain didn't listen to him. 3 people are dead. He gets moved somewhere else. He's the scapegoat. And now they're still blowing shit up in the Biscaloo's parking lot. And this guy still has his job. Meanwhile, we're relieving 8 bodies, 6 bodies, 7 bodies, 8 bodies for a time card issue for what I believe is 1 day, from what I was told, 16 hours. Okay, so that's the kind of shit show that is going on under Robert Luna.
It's one disaster after another.
Yes, it is.
And yes, the very, very sad situation.
Yes, it is. Very sad. Very, very sad.
And one of the deputies' wives is suing, and a lot of that stuff is going to come out in court.
Can't wait.
And it's going to come out, and I hope that Mr. Luna understands that he's in charge. That he was in charge and it was on his watch.
And the missing grenade.
Eventually, you have to pay the piper.
Yep. The missing grenade is now a big scandal, a cover-up. And where'd that narrative go? It's gone now, except for me bringing it up because I know what happened to it. And I'm the one who contacted the ATF.
So, and like I said, eventually people are going to have to be like you said, if there's some discipline, if Sheriff Luna would understand the things that he really has done to the department, he has not made the sheriff's department better. He's great at taking pictures, great at going to meetings and taking pictures with the community, but he's failing to support his personnel. He's failing to get the necessary equipment. He's failing to really work on recruitment and retention issues. Don't tell me you hired some company that is getting the website or getting the department website and getting the department name out there, and we're getting more responses. Show me the numbers of the people that are actually showing up to take the test. The people sign up, and they might have 500 people to take the test on a Saturday. And how many people will show up? They'll be lucky if they get 100, 150 people. And this is a regular basis. So what good is it if the company you hired is reaching out to 500 people who don't show up?
Exactly.
It's about, and then those people that show up, like many of them will not complete the testing process. So we're making a drop in the bucket. I believe we're still on the negative for the year. There's more people leaving the department than are actually coming in. even with the recent academy graduates. And I would challenge Mr. Luna to say, really release those numbers and stop talking like there's no problem, because there is a problem.
He's never going to admit there's a problem. The LA Democratic Party will annihilate him if he talks about the problems that he has caused himself and listening to the wrong people, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But
well, he should do the right thing and resign from the department is what he should do. He should resign from the race. He should do the really right thing, because he's the one that's been in charge, and it's not like people have told him. I, for one, personally told him about the recruitment and retention problem that he was going to face. I know multiple people told him the same thing and told him all these other problems that are going on. And he talks a great game, and he does great videos, but he's not doing anything else. He's not fixing any of these problems.
No, he's making them worse. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. This will probably be a 2-part series. So this is part 1. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Cece.